Rock climbing is an extreme sport, whether it is inside gym climbing or climbing outside on real rock walls. It's a sport that not many people are involved in or even know about. The outside rock climbing is pretty risky, with 1 in every 3,200 climbs a year resulting in deaths. It's an activity that tests the climber's strength, agility, endurance, balance, and also their mental control. Experience is crucial when it comes to outdoor climbing, where the risk is increased significantly. Indoor climbing is not as risky and is a great way for beginners to train for the more intense outdoor climbing. Climbers also use the indoor gyms to practice because it is an open year-round, unlike outdoor walls, which close for inclement weather. The equipment that is used in indoor climbing is pretty simple. What's needed from the climber and belayer is a harness, specialized climbing shoes, and a chalk bag. The ropes are already set up at the gym, so the climber and belayer hook themselves in to the ropes using a carabiner, hooking up to the harness onto the person. The belayer, the one staying on the ground keeping the climber's rope tight enough for safety, holds what's called the gree-gree. This is a device that the rope is strung through to create tension. When the tension is created, the belayer has to bring the rope down to their hip, and it won't budge no matter how much weight is being put onto it. I started rock climbing when I was 12 years old, taking lessons with my older sister Becca at a gym called Boulder Morty's. Her and I used to be really close friends, but started to drift apart. The lessons brought us back to being best friends. This is the reason why I continued the lessons, along with my love for it. I was at Boulder Morty's every day after school, climbing and bouldering. Bouldering is basically a 10-foot-high boulder in the middle of the gym with holes and roots all over it to practice climbing without all the equipment. The whole experience changed when Becca stopped with the lessons. I kept going with the lessons by myself. After about a month of lessons alone, I joined the climbing team at Boulder Morty's. I made a lot of good friends on the team and people I faced in the competitions across New England. A couple of competitions went by, and I became nationally ranked. I was ranked for being one of the fastest in New England. I got to a point where I could make it to the top of a 70-foot rock wall in about 30 seconds. After the climbing team became a little repetitive, I decided to quit. Boulder Morty's closed shortly after I left the team, sadly. I stopped climbing for about a year until I found a gym in Manchester, Vertical Dreams. I started climbing at Vertical Dreams a lot when I found it. I go climbing with my dad when I go. He belays me, which means he's the one on the ground pulling the ropes to help me get up the wall while I climb. Going climbing with my dad is really amazing. It brings us closer and helps us bond so much. He's the only person that I go climbing with regularly, and I love it. I climb mostly at the gym, but I have climbed outside. Climbing outside is more of a rush when you reach the top, and has different equipment than inside climbing. Inside climbing is pretty simple because the ropes are already set up and the routes are marked. Rock climbing has always been really important to me ever since I started at 12. It helps me get all my stress out and helps me relax. It's a great way to exercise and it makes me happy being there climbing with my dad. Rock climbing isn't just a sport that's incredibly important to me and a huge part of my life, but it's also a way to stay close to my dad and keep our great friendship.